Telemelt Live on my channel, and this is the place where I have to update the artist text to introduce all of the people that are here. Connor Baxter, Skip Sandwich DX, and .exe, and pouale. Welcome, everybody.
Yo.
Thanks for joining us.
Yay!
Yay! Yippee!
The best people are here.
Yeah, a good crew here for the
Dream team.
And also welcome everyone in chat. I've seen Lexi, Elder Kirkus. Hey, my boy Connor.
Hey.
Hios. Everyone is here. Yes.
Yo, I can hear you now.
Oh, good. I can hear you. So, okay, who's going first?
Not me, because I did stuff off stream last.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's me. I don't know the song because I wasn't here last time. So I guess we are listening to the song right now.
Yeah, could be a shout, yeah.
Featuring Je m'appelle. Ooh, we've got some fun connection latency issues. Doesn't matter, we will power through. Lexi, we can hear you because I actually got the chat working 2 minutes before I started the stream. Seven Castle Forest, welcome. Nice. It looks like the emote wall is not working, so that's cool. Hey, there we go. Cat Animal, welcome. Hopefully the connection stuff will iron itself out over the course of the stream. It usually does. Could also be an issue of like somebody with too many tabs open. How does it sound on your end, pouale?
It sounds good.
Okay.
I'll try to close some tabs.
Sounds good over here too.
Yeah, bad, yeah.
As usual, I'm running my
I
minimalist
just
setup.
have like the stream and the Telemelt.
Okay.
I think this was the original beginning.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like pouale walking into my messy bedroom.
Is that not often occurrence?
Unfortunately, it doesn't happen.
I closed some stuff on my end, so that's probably what the problem was. Sounds better now.
Yeah, I've got a few tabs as well, just in case. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
I feel like maybe I did this at the end of the last stream.
You
know what you were talking about with all the like channels going crazy and going to like different grooves and like hopping all over the place.
Yeah.
You could do that like at the end of a song.
Yeah.
It just they never come back and it's synced again.
That's right. And you could put a hop, like a end song command, like HFF, and it would be okay. Like that's the only way to get everybody in sync is to stop the whole song.
Yeah.
Does Paul's time reset? It's because he was playing the track.
Oh, sure.
Oh, thank you. Where even to begin?
So nice with the stuff added.
Lots of instruments and lots of phrases available.
Let me. I'm just going to like take my MIDI keyboard to like test some chords and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, sing it.
Okay. I have my MIDI keyboard. Let me open the things.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't anticipate.
You have to do a solo next year at next time you come to Magfest, Def Mick.
You know, they have that piano in the lobby, and sometimes they use it for like trio concerts or like little, piano vocal thing.
Okay.
Like that, like people perform on it is what I'm saying. And I was like, I would love to just sit down and play a couple of things. Not that I can play that many songs, but it would have been fun.
I think hearing you do a solo would be fun.
I can't help but imagine Paul wearing a scientist coat and safety glasses right now, but like safety glasses with shades because the jazz. First time here. French?
I'm not a jazz man. I don't think so. First time here, French. I'm French. Bonjour.
Hell yeah.
But I'm the only one here. So I guess I could insult you in French, and you wouldn't understand. That wouldn't be very nice.
My German teacher in high school used to insult her French students every day. It felt very inappropriate now that I look back on it.
Maybe one day I'll learn to actually play music instead of just filling out data in columns.
I think like our kick is like it's weak. I want a strong kick. I want a boom boom.
Was there any doubled up in the pulse channel? I forget if it's this section or not. I know there was one section where there was some pulse kicks. Nope.
I don't see any pulse kicks. Here. Yeah.
Okay, I knew it was somewhere.
Paul is French since when?
Since birth, I'm afraid.
This definitely looks harder than tracking a demo from memory or something.
Hey, man.
How many synths are you using? Oh my god. Okay.
You gotta blame Je m'appelle for setting us up like this. I don't recall like doing very much on this. It's possible that I set up a synth, but I don't think I did.
I'm always afraid I'm going to write over someone else's wave synth.
Yeah.
Because of the new version makes it kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest with you.
I'm doing like the classical Def Meg kick with the P and the L.
It's not just me, but you have to do quite a bit of menu diving to like find out if you're working on like a fresh wave, like
yes, it's
set
true.
of parameters. Like,
Well, I mean, like you're just going through the scenes, I guess.
yeah.
What's wrong here? Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot the
Yep.
transpose. Oops. Yeah, that's a kick. And is my oh yeah, okay.
You'll be happy to hear for the past week I've been doing almost nothing but studying drumming concepts. I no longer have access to a kit, so I can only hope so much, but studying, yeah. I wish I could study drumming concepts. I've been like thinking it would be great to just learn some drum fills that aren't just digga 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 digga. Or daku 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 daku.
It's that weird thing, isn't it? If it's not your natural instrument, it's tough to sort of try and do that. And I think, like, I like it. Obviously, I'm a big circular guitarist, but a lot of us are really weak at drum fills because it's just not what we think about ever.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Sometimes I'm just like, I wish I could just borrow a drummer for like an hour. Be like, help. Help me with this arrangement.
Look at my song and just, help with the fills. Yeah, and then go away.
I feel like I'm pretty good at fills, even though I don't play drums.
Yeah, you did a great job in the yogurt song,
Yeah,
putting those tom fills.
I'm always proud of it. Like I listen to it, and then I like when there's a drum through, I go, "Oh yeah, that's me. That's my section. I did that."
That reminds me. I was supposed to. I thought of that specifically when I was doing that little like small write up on Yogurt Song on Battle of the Bits, and I meant to like say, "Oh yeah," and Paul did that whole like drum breakdown section. Damn, I'll have to like add it.
Hey, Left 4, thanks for popping in.
It.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, listening back, that whole song is just nuts. It's so cool.
I'm really gunning for it to win Winter Chip. I know that that's probably an unrealistic ideal, but especially if we don't get Wild Chip, I mean, there's only a week left and there's no Wild Chip, so I'm like, man, we got a strong contender in here.
There's negative 1.5 negative weeks left before the extension.
Yeah. Open this software once. I feel incapable of doing anything with it. Shame on me. Audio engineering is my job for 20 years, and watching you doing this looks like quantum physics. So impressive.
It's super hard. I think like the learning curve when you first get into it is really, really hard. But once you get the basics, it's actually pretty easy. But I agree that there's lots of things to know before you can get the basics. But,
you know, what I think is having extra audio, like engineering or musical knowledge, like definitely like makes the learning curve a lot better. But there are certain like specific sort of idiomatic tendencies that people use in context of, you know, of this kind of chiptune hardware because of the limitations, and like you understand psychoacoustics, so like you'll be able to pick up on what the tricks are that people are doing and how they work, and to be able to integrate them like more quickly and fluidly, where it might take someone else with little to no experience a little bit longer. I mean, maybe some people, I feel like they just pick it up and they just get it immediately. But there, it is like, to me, like interesting that, you know, there can be a framework to kind of understand what's going on. I think it's really interesting how different approaches electronic music and pop rock has to drums, when many electronic genres has a lot to learn from the more analog techniques. You gotta learn the language so you can learn how to translate it. I wonder if my chat's think this.
Well, this project started at 200 BPM. Just for some context.
By the end, it'll be at 120, like a disco track.
What's slower at 5 BPM every time we pass the controller?
Oh, time's up.
Okay. Who wants to take the...
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take another minute and finish your idea, and I'll take 9 minutes. If you want to do that, Paul. If you weren't
What?
finished. Do you,
No,
do you want
no,
an extension?
He's excited to not be in control anymore.
To be fair, I don't really know where I'm going. I want
we go.
to do a new section, but
Okay, no,
you know what? I'm going to try some chords while everyone else is working.
yeah, no sweat, no sweat.
Start the time.
I feel like we could go every now and then. Like you tease the double time with the drums with the snare, and I feel like OF might have been a good place to maybe go like double time for forever, like get a jungle beat or something like that in there. But also I want to try and...
God, speaking of drum techniques, like learning jungle beats and stuff, that's something that I've like started and stopped studying over kind of the past couple of years. Very cool wave synth. How is the amplitude kept while doing the wah-wahs? I'm not sure. I think, I mean, basically, it's clipping is the answer. It's just a lot of clipping. I understand the limitations being in a modular synth, but the interface and what you can expect from the software is very obscure. I ran it on Odin 2 with emulator. Can't have access to simple menus. Yeah, it's, the interface is definitely, a special beast. But that being said, like, I also think it's kind of a masterclass in user interface design. Because you're working with a 160 by 144 pixel screen. It's so silly. And that's why I think a lot of people struggle, like they really enjoy using something like Fami Tracker, or, you know, they came back from the old PC Tracker days, and where you've got a whole computer monitor and access to a keyboard with all kinds of keys on it. And so they find the 8-button restriction, you know, really difficult to deal with, really constraining. But I think for a lot of people, equally, we find that the muscle memory gets, it gets developed pretty steadily, and then you can be really fast with it. Ask a question about the Wave channel. Go for it.
Yeah, I think definitely the limited number of buttons is definitely something that is actually good. It's hard in the beginning, but it's actually great to have limited shortcuts and limited button combinations, because once you have the muscle memory, it's really easy. And I think it's the same thing for the sound limitations, because you're not overwhelmed with possibilities. I mean, you can do a lot of interesting stuff, and there are always people doing new stuff with the Game Boy chip. But it's I love the limitations, definitely.
It definitely removes a lot of decision making. It's do I choose between one pulse wave or the other pulse wave? Or one more pulse wave? Okay, We were having this discussion in the PSG cabal about whether there's really a difference between the 25% and the 75%. My claim is no, but apparently at high tempos you can do stuff in tables by toggling between those two waveforms that generates like an undertone. So
yeah, also like when I used to do this, I don't really do it anymore. But when you have like the two pulse channels playing the same thing, I sometimes use the 25 and 75 to like try to mitigate phase problems. But
I've heard that too.
It really works.
Yeah, because there's no way to actually reset the phase of any of the channels.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer, because you can do that on NES, and you can make some cool like phasing sounds, or you can use two pulse channels and like have one cancel the other one out to make it like almost like you have a high pass EQ on it or something. So it would be nice to borrow that technique. There's just a couple of things from NES I would like to borrow on Game Boy, like the octave lower in the pulses. That might be one of the only... I don't need a dedicated triangle channel that can't change volume. I don't need fewer shapes in the noise channel, and we've already... I guess a dedicated sample channel would be kind of cool, and not having to swap out, I mean, we do get two samples at once in LSDJ, which is already,
I think if there was like five channels, like one dedicated wave synth and one dedicated sample, it would be like the perfect chip. It would be too powerful. So.
No, not at all a silly question. So I forgot to explain. Sometimes I space out about this, but LSDJ Telemelt Live is the show where we use an emulator running in the browser called Telemelt, in which you can get up to 8 people and pass the controller virtually around the room. We have people, on different continents. So we've got 5 of us here, so it goes up to 8 people, and it supports like Super Nintendo, NES, Genesis, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, some of these, I think no PlayStation and no N64, but a bunch of earlier Master System consoles, maybe Atari, I'm not sure. I don't know what all the... I would have to like pop up settings, and I don't want to do that right now. But yeah, so we use it to collaborate with LSDJ, but people also use it to just play games with each other. It doesn't support like actual 2-player games, but it's still pretty fun. And I think we're the only real group that's using it. Like some people have used it in one-off kind of like lessons to teach LSDJ, but as far as I know, I'm the only person who's doing it this way.
I agree with what Panther Cat said about the readability of LSDJ, different than other trackers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I also think that's just because of the font to screen ratio.
Yeah.
Like other trackers are so detailed.
Well, I kind of agree as well, but I mean it's maybe something that comes with experience as well, because like you can't see all 4 channels at once, like all the notes in all 4 channels at once.
Right.
That could be good, like to avoid being overloaded with info. But I understand it could be hard for some people to like not see all the notes of your arrangement in one place.
All you get is that little display off to the right that shows what's playing in the current channel, but you don't get to that only shows the current snapshot, not like what's happening through the whole bar or whatever.
Yeah.
And there is that website lsdjhd.com, but that's only for playback. You don't actually get to use it, which would be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, it's a bit of a meme. This website, because I don't think it's really
2 minutes.
I don't think it really helps anyone understand what's going on.
No, it's just kind of a nifty like visualization. It is kind of cool though, because you can see channels that are playing at like different grooves and stuff like that. I've used it. Aqualex has released videos on YouTube of their crazy songs using that website, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, those are like you can just be entranced watching Aqualex's like LSDJ YouTube uploads. Just there's such a wall of sound in those tracks, and being able to look at all the channels at the same time is kind of a treat.
Well, I mean, it's a treat, but it doesn't really help you understand what's going on.
That's kind of half the fun. It's just like, how are they making this? It's crazy.
Yeah. I think I'd like to dig into one of our songs, save files. I haven't taken the time to do it so far.
Yeah, we don't need you to have that kind of power.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sort of like coming down. Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
I have like C sharp minor 7, and then it's like I guess I would call it E flat over D flat and harmonic. I guess if it's in key, it should be like a D sharp. Oh, okay, time.
Carry the torch.
Who's next?
I'll go.
EXE. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready for the extension.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, thank God my controller works. Okay.
You know what? I'm tired of dealing with the Bluetooth problems on my other controller, so I'm using Llama's M8JS, and I'm just gonna have my M8 plugged in as a controller. Oh yeah, wait, sorry. Did you ask a question about the Wave channel? Oh, you did. I'm sorry. All I saw was the message about the Wave channel, and then okay. How do you make it modulate in growls like that? Hey, do you mind just going? I'll pause the timer. Just go to the Wave synth for that instrument for 13, and then just go to the synth page for that instrument.
Yeah, 1 sec. Oh, that sounds terrible. Number 13.
Yeah, this one.
The synth page.
Yeah. Yeah, this one. So you've got this cutoff is modulating from a high cutoff to a low cutoff, so from FF to 20, and then the Q is bumped way up. So you're getting these like overtones that go like, right? Like that's like the sweep that's happening. The higher the cutoff, the higher the Q you have to use to make that like really sound like to make it heard, make it audible. So I don't know if that was a good enough explanation. If you want, on my YouTube channel, I've got a sort of a tutorial on how the Wave synth works. I don't know if I covered growls in particular, but I should have. Is that did that answer your question? Feel free to ask more questions.
No, I want to go. I wanted more like high bass stabs in there. It's not quite what I wanted, but it sounds good, so I'm going to keep it. I also wanted that crazy transition pouale put in. Yeah. And then we want try putting it here. Do this. Man. Are you guys still there?
We're hanging out.
No,
Okay.
we all left.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, enough. We're all trying to work out chords, I think.
There we go. Nice little.
Maybe there's a way we can get the save file for this track to some of the people in chat so they can check
I
out.
mean, it's on the Discord. Like the Discord is pretty much open. Like we don't gatekeep the Discord, or do we?
No, I don't really mind.
Not really.
I mean, I was trying to get more people involved because, well, now we have a good crew that's like around fairly regularly. I totally didn't keep the timer going. So let's see, you're at 4 minutes. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty open to having people on if they want to be on.
Too loud.
Well, I mean, it depends if we want to keep the Discord only for people who.
I make them join the PSG cabal first.
Yeah.
So the link to the Discord is in the PSG cabal.
And you have to join 2 Discord if you want the save file.
I mean,
Okay.
I figure that, you know, like we've been releasing the songs on Battle of the Bits, and so the LSD project files get shared there. And then I guess at some point, like, we've got a few options. I want to set something up at some point on the Fair Camp on my website, which is just like self-hosted so that people can download it there. I mean, I guess it should probably go on Bandcamp. I just don't want to accept like donations for it because trying to split up the money like is not something that I really want to manage.
Well, I guess you can. You know what? You can keep the money. I'm giving you all of my money. You can keep it.
That's much appreciated.
Put it towards
maybe I can
the setup.
I know, put it towards like a more professional setup. Actually, I'm pretty proud of this for what it is. Oh, thanks. Yeah, description on the YouTube. I should put it on the Twitch page as well. Like, it's like I have like a minimum viable product with the stream. It's like the minimal amount of setup that I have to do to make it feel like everything's functioning fully. We've got chat integration. I still haven't set up the Twitch rewards. What are the for the channel points? Oops. I used to have a Twitch bot running on here, but the problem is like you get these bots and then they work for like 6 months and then they stop being maintained, and then it's a whole other project to go find a bot that works so that it sends me notifications about this stuff, or else I have to go like, oh, there's already an OBS integration for this that I just didn't know how to set up because I don't have time to look at how to do that.
I feel like we haven't reacted a lot to the messages in the chat, so I'm going to answer some questions. So one of these days
I've mostly been talking about what Lexi has been saying.
One of these days you need to have a panel called the Telemelt Band, where you just bring actual instruments and try to play the song you wrote as a group. I think this would be really complicated. Pretty hard. Yeah. Wow.
No, but they've been saying it because like I have the keyboard hooked up, you know, and Connor's got his guitar and stuff, so it's like,
of course.
Yeah. That's like a man. I've been saying we should try to. I should try to figure out how to do this stream like somewhere like Magfest. So like maybe it would be cool to bring instruments to a panel there and try to play. God, but like what? How would you even play the Yogurt song?
Yeah.
As in,
Also, Rain asked, did you collaborate with artists outside chiptune world? Well, I have a story. Well, I did one thing where like I had to do like a gig with like for a music event, and the group that went before me, like they were a choir that sang like video game songs.
Oh wow!
So we did like a joint arrangement of the Tetris theme. So it was like Game Boy and choir. It wasn't like incredible stuff, but it was pretty funny, I guess.
That sounds so cool.
Well, what about you guys? Like, did you have like some kind of collaboration between chiptune and?
I will say, .exe and I collaborated on a song called "I Need More Sleep," and I reached out to an artist called Fire Tools, who makes like incredible, weird, like progressive, jazzy, like smooth jazz. Like they're an artist who dabbles in multiple different genres, like metal, prog rock, smooth jazz, like I don't even know what you would call it, but like desktop MIDI style music, like under a few different monikers. There's one that's really cool called what is it called? Non-local forecast. And so anyways, I reached out to them to do vocals for that song, "I Need More Sleep." So I think that probably counts. Laugh4 asked, are there any differences between... Oh, go ahead.
I just had a question if this is intentional. So this is supposed to be transpose FF.
Yeah,
this bass is transpose off on it. Should I turn that on?
Oh.
Can do, or just redo the bass line. I just tried to outline a chord super quick in the last minute, but it was sort of like a C sharp minor and then to like a D sharp 7. So yeah, probably change it because I went a semitone down, but yeah, D sharp like Def Mix said. Be quite cool.
Yeah. Are there any differences between Pulse 1 and Pulse 2? Yes. The only difference really... Oh, do you want more time?
No, that's really all.
I think like you are entitled to 1 extra minute because you helped. Well, if you don't want it, you can just.
I literally did all my ideas, which was just to
okay.
Add a couple bass stabs, do a little noise transition, and add more structure.
So Skip Sandwich, I think you're up.
That's all I wanted to do.
I think you're up.
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, fine. Are there any differences between Pulse 1 and Pulse 2? Yes. Major difference, probably the only real difference in terms of the hardware is Pulse 1 has a hardware sweep function, which makes like, I don't know, arcade style noises. Or you could use it for kind of crazy distortion-y stuff, which I did on, what is that song? Repetition Compulsion from Slycology. Also... when you use the fine tune function in LSDJ, one of the pulses goes up and one of them goes down. I don't remember which is. I think pulse 1 goes down and pulse 2 goes up, and then pulse 2 has its own like separate transpose. But these aren't actual hardware differences. It's just the way that LSDJ implements these features. What else? Yeah, check the song "Parpang" from Igor. The middle part is chiptune with the singer of Cannibal Corpse. Europe.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what Europe means. What is Europe?
Because you're up.
You're up, yeah.
Oh, no.
That's right.
I don't even know. I have no idea what's going on. I've just been paying attention to chat the whole time, so...
Close your eyes and hit buttons.
Yeah, just feel it, man.
Yeah.
Where was this? No. Over here? I think we could keep going here.
Getting those chords.
Yeah, okay. You know that's my section.
So, too bad.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna leave this for like Baxter and Pouale.
A nice pretty duet.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, cool.
Hey, retrokid.
Did someone join us?
Yo!
Yeah, retrokid.
Oh, hey, retrokid.
Yeah, it should be your turn now, and then I don't have to go.
Just keep adding people.
I'm still getting in Telemelt. Hold on. Give me a minute.
There we go. Updating my text here, because that makes it easier for me to update the stream afterward with the info, the artist info, and then then when I have to know who worked on a song, I can just come back and be like, oh, it started here, and these are all the artists.
I think you did not start your timer.
You're right. It's because
because you want to go
whatever.
for so long.
Well, I was answering questions, so I was like, I'm not really working yet.
Reminder also to save it at some point. I don't think we've lost a song yet, have we?
Oh, you've said it now.
I think it happened one time, but it was like a long time ago where we're doing stuff with just Deathmake and I. I think like we closed the stream and like we lost everything, but like Deathmake went through the whole stream.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, I'll just go back through and recreate everything that happened. But what was so crazy is that like following the navigation, because like Paul does a lot of this kind of thing, like moving between the phrases of each channel, so it gets really hard to figure out where. No, it's fine, it's good. It's so like much faster to work that way. Like, but it was. Yeah, I was like, what is going on? But actually, I mean, it wasn't really that bad.
That reminds me, so one time I was working on one of my songs, and I made like really good progress, and I tried to convert it over to my computer. But like, I forgot to run the diagnostic thing on my flash cart, which you have to do for it to update the saves.
Yeah.
So I forgot to do that. And
is that on EverDrive?
Yeah, I figured out that was what the problem was all along. I wasn't running the diagnostic, and that's what you're supposed to do. It'll back up your saves so you can use them on your PC. So now just whenever I try to export something, I have to do that. But otherwise, yeah, I figured that out long enough.
Is this? I want a different chord here. Also, is there any way that we could make this a little bit lower of a?
Oh yeah, I meant to do that actually. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Like when I created it, I was you need to change the command rate, and I didn't change the command rate.
I still forget that command rate is command. I always just go groove.
That's what I want.
Are you gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, that's a nice change.
That's a B dominant chord.
So like an A, like sharp minor. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You have to keep going down while building tension now.
Down forever.
Yeah, just make it even more suspended and
Add a vibrato
extended.
there. You gotta add a vibrato there.
It's a nice lead
start
sound
adding
as well.
microtones and.
Yeah.
Well, you can do microtones and LSDJ, but it's complicated.
Yeah, it is.
That would be kind of. Oh yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Retrokid, you gotta become player.
Oh no, I was just saying. I don't want to interrupt. Arrived.
No, I mean just like in the thing.
Yeah, you gotta hit the.
Yeah, because you're.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
Now you're a part of
Oh, so
fire.
nice.
That's nice. But I feel like now we need to put vibrato on more places. Like here, for example, yeah.
Oops,
I should be making you do this, but I so appreciate hearing instructions. I started working on a cover on M8, and it's so nice to just be like, this is exactly what I have to do, and I know exactly how much progress I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like doing covers is like so good to learn and stuff. because you don't have to think about composition. You have to think about more concrete choices of arrangement, of sound design. And you don't have to say, oh, where do I want my music to go? How do I want to express myself?
Yeah. No, totally. Like where I'm at right now. Like what?
That's nice.
Like maybe it should go up to
Like here we have
like an E flat 7.
D flat 7 and D C.
You just turn to jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can take our, what is this, B, and then no, is that? Wait, it was B, right?
That's a dominant chord.
That's what I wanted.
That's a B. Oh, you want C dominant?
No, wait. Probably B flat? No. Whoa! Altered.
Beautiful.
That's jazz. Yes, I'm keeping that. That is hot.
That's good. Yeah, you could hold up for 2.
I mean, maybe we could do like repetition, and like first time it's not spicy, and second time it's spicy. I love it. I think it's one of my favorite like composition advice, I guess. Like first time you do the predictable thing, and the second time you do like, oh, actually jazz chord.
Yeah. No, that's true. I'm gonna let somebody else do that.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, you could do like first time jazz chord and second time even jazzier chord.
Yeah. Okay, and then if this is here, okay, so this is the same as this. So if we put this here, like how bad does this sound? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, and then 2, 6. What's over here?
That's why it was
0,
so cold.
0,
Okay.
and then
Someone is asking, hi all, what's happening? We're doing music on Game Boy, and there are 6 of us. There's only one emulator, so yeah.
best resources to learn from
I guess
scratch.
that's it.
Or trade mastering services with online courses. So there are some resources on my YouTube channel or on my website, defensemech.com. I also recommend joining the PSG Cabal Discord, as well as like reading the LSDJ manual. There's a lot of save files in there. There's in the Discord. All of my music is also available like for project files if you want to dig into how I did them on my website. Yes, link to the PSG Cabal Discord is in the YouTube description, or also again on my website. I've got an icon for Discord that will take you there.
Also, I want to say I wouldn't be against mastering services in exchange for online courses. Plus, I can do them in French.
Yeah, sort of. I want to change this bass. Or is it? Is that what I wanted to change? Or, yeah. Wait.
I think like
F.
Yeah, actually, your time is kind of up. If you want my opinion.
No. This is too lower than this one, right? Too.
He went from
too
not wanting
higher.
to take a turn to
Here we go.
taking more time.
No, I'm just finishing my idea. We all have the right to do that.
Just joking.
Yeah, well, I think the last chord needs to change, but since my time's up anyway, retrokid, it's your turn.
Okay, I haven't heard this yet, so let's see here.
10.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you know that's kind of. I think that was your initial direction Paul was taking.
Well, I mean, it's more like B section, I guess, because everything else is, in my opinion, kind of samey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me set the timer. I know you're not really working yet. We'll start it when you actually want to do something.
Yeah.
This is so cool that we have some French collaborators going. I feel responsible for this, so that makes me happy. And then maybe you can use Telemelt, for lessons.
Oh, for lessons. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So is it or is it rain? Okay, here we go. I remember hearing about LSDJ back in 09-10 and never really thought of it until I heard a bunch of really cool music. Found you out most recently last year when I downloaded LSDJ again. Thanks. Yeah, I found LSDJ around the same time when the Reformat the Planet documentary came out with like Bitshifter and Null Sleep and Glowmag and the whole scene. And I downloaded it and then I put it away for like 7 years. It's changed a lot in the intervening time.
Yeah.
So this is a great time to get into it because there's so many improvements, I think. Can we use Telemelt for more sons too? Please boo me for this pun.
Less
more
sons.
sons.
More
Less
sons.
more daughters.
Yeah. I guess the opposite of more sons would be fewer sons.
Transition. Yeah, I'm not sure how this transition would work. It's kind of they're very different, like starkly different.
It just has to be put in some new chains with like one phrase each and like play something ridiculous. That would be my thing. Like just abruptly do something.
Do like a white noise fade in in the last bar or something.
A Wario sample.
All that always works. It works on free tracks.
I think we've done a lot with Wario samples.
Like a cutoff moment. Yeah, I'm getting my DMGs out this week. Hey, cool.
Nice.
Miles Doodling, welcome.
You're absolutely right, Paul. We should get some different samples. How about Donkey Kong?
Yeah, sure.
I totally had I was working on a project to add more samples and got sidetracked. I have like so many projects up in the air at the moment that I didn't get around to patching the ROM with more samples.
I'm gonna take the lazy man's approach.
Yeah, try that. Yeah.
But no, I could do some. I got an idea. Go with some like. What would that be? That'd be like. Ooh, that actually sounds kind of cool.
Remember when the Wario sample broke and it was temporarily replaced with a Yoshi sample? It sounds like the case of loading up the wrong ROM. I was like, oh no. We'll fix it later.
Yeah, there were definitely some ROM discrepancies and shenanigans.
That's another reason why I'm like, you know what? It's so much easier to just use the same ROM for multiple sessions of Telemelt, and then I don't have to remember which one is the most recent.
But I have to confess, we are actually breaking the law because you're sharing the ROM on the server against the terms and services of LSDJ. Yeah, so
No.
We have incriminating evidence.
No. This is a private Discord. We don't gatekeep the Discord, but it is private and it is not shared publicly. I at any point in time, I can just ask Johan for permission to distribute the ROM in my own private Discord, and I'm sure he'll say that's fine, because the reason for that term in the license is to stop people from selling bootleg cartridges and profiting off of it. It was like, we're just keeping an archive. And Retroplug stores the ROM in the DAW project file, and like Tomedy Tom requested permission from Johan to do that, and he was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think like you should ask for permission to share files, and then when he grants it, you should start selling bootleg cartridges.
Yeah. Does anyone know what happens if you patch old projects into a newer version of LSDJ? Is it compatible? Great question. No. Everything from version 9.2 onward is compatible with any version, or actually even like 9.1.c. There might be others. Anything after 9.01 should be mostly compatible. So that I think that's like 9.10 is compatible with like anything after that. But then before that, like no. There are certain stable versions, like anything in version 4, I usually load up in 4.7.3. The latest I would go is 4.9.6, and then other versions between that, good luck. I think most things from stable version 6.8.2 can go up to version 9.01 or something like that, but don't quote me on that. And then the version 5, I would just avoid at all costs. Don't use version 5.
The timer's not going.
Oh, thanks. So we can put maybe what? Let's set it for 5 minutes. That seems fair.
Also, I just noticed that L-Sync is in the chat.
Hello, yes.
L-Sync.
Illegal stuff. Illegal content. Yeah, don't tell Nintendo about the samples on this ROM either.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo would be like, not happy.
What? I had no idea. I didn't know this. LSDJ's main site straight up links to me as a guide. That's interesting. Yeah, some of the Intense Tech articles, I have a blog series out, but like they reference a lot of older versions. And I think the techniques mostly still hold, but again, another project on my list is like go through and update the articles and make them relevant for version 9. Because there's videos on my channel that I try to keep up with the pace of upgrades in LSDJ, which a couple years ago was like a very frantic pace, but lately it's been a kind of a welcome break, a reprieve in having to beta test every single new version to see if all my songs work, and then if not, upgrading them appropriately, and then sometimes downgrading them again. There's like oh man, yeah, the hardware situation is not so great either. I want to pull this up because I want to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you just click on guide on the main page, it takes you to your website.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so this is the main update. That's good. I just put that in a little block by itself, being like, don't use Easy Flash Junior, please. And EverDrives are good, and Inside Gadgets parts are good. And then other than that, I would just use an emulator, get an Anbernic, or get like an Analog Pocket if you can afford it, or what do you do about mixing chiptune? I want to use the Game Boy stereo capability to make great sounds, but at the same time I want my mixes to be able to work in mono. So great question. It is
not everyone agrees here.
It really depends. If you're lucky, you can plug your Game Boys into a mixer that allows you to have some panning control over each channel, and that way you can sort of like if I'm like actually mixing them and I want some mono compatibility, I'll not retain the hard panning, right? Like I'll pan them slightly more towards the center. And you can also do something about, I apologize for this because I don't know. You know what? You should ask Rain about it because they could probably tell you that you can do something like put an all pass on the master in mid side mode, and it will do something about frequencies. I'm totally blanking on this technique, but there is something that you can do. But if you're talking about playing live, like sometimes people just make two different versions, one that's mono and one that's stereo. Llama, welcome. Great to see you.
Yo.
Hello. I think it would be great to have like Llama on stream one day.
We will get Llama on stream one day.
Yeah, definitely.
And Oscillate.
Sure,
and Oscillate.
No, for sure.
If y'all don't know Oscillate,
We're
I should post a link in the chat.
Retrokid, you gotta put a phrase in the leftmost chains because it's not playing.
Yeah, I know. I was just testing.
Okay. Yeah.
I do that a lot whenever I'm working on my own, because if you hit the play button, it'll like play the chains above it. So I'm just doing that so I can make sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
just trying to listen to just these channels.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can mute channels. It's just not what I do usually. So
No, it's a good workflow if that's your.
Something's gonna go there, right? That's what I say.
Wait, can I post a link?
So this isn't stock LSDJ, isn't it? Unless you are green screening the background. I think like actually the color theme we are using is the default color theme. But then it's not stock LSDJ because we patched in some custom samples.
I have I modified the original tiles, like the note instrument command and the pulse wave noise, like those graphics tiles. But it's slightly modified and has some additional samples. We are green screening the background. Okay, your time's up.
Yeah, it's just color keying on the regular LSDJ blue.
Oh yeah, my turn's up. Sorry. It's funny. I've actually been using this exact edited. I borrowed this ROM because I like the funny icons. So that's the one I've been using.
Oh, nice. I fixed one of the tick graphic, but again, I didn't patch it into this one. So your idea is to program beats like normal, then use the panning controls to basically move the hard panning back into the center. Yeah. The only real problem is that when you do that, you lose amplitude. So it's hard to control. That's all I can say. It's going to be a compromise no matter what you choose, but you can make decisions accordingly. So like some people do hard panning on the transient of the snare and the noise channel, for instance, to give it an extra pop. But like if you put that in mono, it just totally wipes out the whole transient. So I kind of stopped doing that in a lot of my stuff because I wanted it to retain that snap. And the main problem is like you just don't know if like you're gonna play a live show and the sound system is gonna be in stereo or not, or even if they have two speakers, if they're actually routing them in stereo or not. If you're lucky, they are, and then everything sounds like pretty good. And if you're unlucky, then you just say it's chiptune and move on with your life, I guess. Do you lose the amplitude because of competing frequencies? No, you lose the amplitude because when you have a signal coming out of the quote-unquote center, it's playing through both channels at the same time. So when you have a sound that's only in the left channel and you pan at center, you're only getting half of that signal in the center, so it's at half the amplitude. The latest version of Imager from Isotope allows you to match phases and choose the frequency range concerned. That's nice. I gave up using Isotope stuff, but it's really good. It's mostly just because I can't use it in Linux, like the authentication doesn't work, so it's just better to avoid it.
Aren't there like ways to bypass that?
Well, you know what's funny? Like I've bought the software, and the only way to use it is to find an unauthorized form of installing it to bypass the authentication. But it's like I legally own a license to use this, so I don't think it's a problem.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So much lawlessness. Always taking advantage of legal loopholes.
It's like the demo scene. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, still recovering from MagFest, Llama. Trying to get back to normal life rhythm again. Seven Castle Forest. First MagFest, definitely an overwhelming experience for me. Very much so. I don't know if anybody else can speak to this, but I always notice that there's this high after coming home from MagFest where it's like you just have all this inspiration and all of this, like, you've met so many cool people and like had a great time, heard, seeing the amazing stuff that people are doing and exchange a bunch of cool ideas, and then you get home and it's like the post MagFest blues. Just like tired, depleted, having that lack of like fun stimulation and stuff. It's like, oh, I need to like readjust and rebalance with my normal everyday life and going back to work and whatever.
I wish I could have made it, man. That would have gone, but real life happened, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's always next year, which I said I was going to skip, and now I have to really consider whether I'm going to be skipping MagFest or not.
I'm definitely going. I will not pass that up, that's for sure.
You can keep an eye out, and anybody else interested too. If you're interested in going to MagFest, there are performer applications out. Even if you've never performed, I think the form for the main stage already is out now, and I really recommend if you've never performed before to play at the Chip Space. Seven Castle Forest could probably talk about this, but I think it was the first time ever like being up on stage, and that was like the same for a lot of people too, I think. Or even if you've been away from performing for a while and want to get back into it, you know. You can sign up for open mic slots, but you can also apply to have a showcase, which is like a longer open mic slot, and usually like 3 or 4 acts together, like back to back, so people will actually show up. That might be too intimidating if you've never played before, but it's always a good opportunity. And then even if you apply, your name will be, you know, in the list of potential performers. So if they see you play an open mic set and they really like your stuff, they might book you for a showcase spot the next year. And then if you really do a great job at the showcase, then you might be eligible to play the Chip Rave, assuming that they're still going to do it. This year was crazy because it was the 10th anniversary of the Chip Rave. So
that's awesome. I should definitely have a look for that.
Yeah. And hit me up anytime if you're like curious about what's going on.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
Sometimes the applications get lost in the shuffle, or like the announcements between the different departments of MagFest don't necessarily go out when they're supposed to. So
there's also the fact I just don't look at the internet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I get it. I would like to be able to go again, but it's just going to depend on, you know, life stuff. And also, like, there was a year, I think it was 2023, that I decided to stay home, and like, I watched the streams and I had a great time. So I was like, wow, I don't have to drive anywhere in the dead of winter. I don't have to drive across the country in the dead of winter and like, you know, stay up super late and all this stuff. Like, it was nice. But also, like, being able to go and experience the full thing, like, this year was maybe the best time I've had yet at a MagFest. So, it was cool. And it also just feels like the biggest place to go for chiptune stuff. Hey, that's good. You know what? Not to get too nerdy into music theory, but there's like theories about how to modulate between keys in like classical music and to do a key change. So like one of them is just called monophonic modulation, which is literally like you're in one key that's like, you know, and then you just play one note over and over again, and then all of a sudden like you just use a new key with the same note. That reminds me of this.
It literally sounded like the first chord of the Better Call Saul, so.
My favorite modulation technique is just, well, I'm going to play a chord that's just not in the key, and you'll have to get used to it.
Yeah.
That's what I do too. I find myself doing that whenever I do a key change. Just, you know what? It's a key change. Deal with it.
Yeah. You're in another key now.
Yeah, this is my song. I make the rules.
There's, I mean, one of my favorite artists, Bill Wirtz, like, does that all the time, and it's just like you're out, like it's just like you're out, but then you're back in, but it lends such a cool like jarring effect to it because it's like, whoa, I did not expect to hear that.
You just have to go like semitone by semitone, you know, creep up on them.
That's the jazz way of doing things. Like, instead of just giving you the new key, they say, okay, you know what? I'm preparing you, I'm giving you the 2, the 5, and now you're in the new key.
Yeah.
That's like very efficient to modulate as well.
I want to make more chiptune. I just want it to sound as awesome as possible. I think I think
chiptune is never awesome. It's always bad.
Yeah, you have to change your mindset. You have to say, I just want it to sound as bad as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Then people are like, this is great. Bro, I just put notes and I threw ARPs in there and it sounded okay.
Yeah, ARPs. Always ARPs.
Always ARPs. Never have too many ARPs.
That's like the theory behind Yogurt Song.
Yeah.
Pulling on your ARP strings.
Pulling on your ARPs.
I already made bad sounding chiptune. Then you're on the right track. Make it worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I agree. Did you guys remember to put enough ARPs in this song? Not yet.
Not enough.
Time is up. Are we back to pouale again?
I think it's my turn now. Do you need to finish?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Trying
Okay,
to add some.
I'm taking control.
I was just going to make sure that was kind of like tuned a little differently, so it would double up. Okay.
I'll add like a pitch down.
What do you think is next for the genre of chiptune? Thoughts?
Well, first things first, this genre needs to happen again. I feel like I don't see much chiptune. I mean, obviously there's like, the problem is it's kind of stagnating these days. I see like so many of those like oscilloscope view videos on YouTube. That's all it needs to be.
I love the opinion that's like, is it just because it's like, it's kind of a nothing, like a no effort type of thing?
No, it's not that. It's just like you see so many of them. It feels like it's just stagnant. Like they don't differentiate themselves from each other at all. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't mind the oscilloscope part. That's fine. I've used them before. They're very nice. It's just I don't feel like that's the most creative thing someone could do.
Sure.
I think there's lots of like modern.
I've just been doing track reviews for the songs I do. So.
I think there's lots of modern like genres that are coming out or resurging in popularity that really suit chiptune well that people aren't utilizing, like hyperpop, bubblegum bass, like gabber is another big one. I've seen a few like really good gabber albums over the last few years. I think chiptune could like utilize those styles really well, and nobody really does it.
Yeah, it's super interesting because like I think of chiptune itself not really as a genre, but more of like a medium. Like it's almost like saying the genre of guitar music. It's like, but you know, you can play so many different kinds of music with a guitar, and but you know, there's some interesting. Like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just making a joke. Go on.
Oh yeah. So like, you know, I was talking with Null Sleep about it once, and I probably have told this story on stream, so I apologize if I'm repeating it, but at the time, you know, I mentioned Reformat the Planet. Chiptune was kind of coming around on the coasts of the US, and like, you know, it's always kind of been in like the demo scene and these various places, but I think in the early 2000s, like, I think LSDJ was one of the things that made it kind of like burst, you know, out into a wider like arena, and you've got like Blipfest and all of these things because people first of all, people had Game Boys from their youth, and like the Game Boy Color had come out, and so it was like starting to become like more accessible. I think the cartridges were the main kind of like bottleneck at that point. It was like you had to have that cartridge, but then you could carry a Game Boy around anywhere and make this music. And then it was kind of like a punk scene, like an underground scene, like we're repurposing this old hardware for a new thing. And they thought like this has the potential to get big. There were people like Anamanaguchi who were around who, you know, made a bit more of a name for themselves. But like No Sleep was like, you know, we had this idea that it was going to be like punk and it was going to be like a movement. But like really what ended up happening was like, now in any like random pop song, you'll hear like a square wave. And it's like, that's chiptune. Like that's the direct influence of this movement. Like, and these sounds.
Square wave does not equate chiptune. Like my MIDI piano can make square waves.
No, yeah, of course. But like, where did that really come from? Or like, what does it symbolize? And it symbolizes like this generation of us who grew up with these old machines that made these bleeps and bloops that like infected our DNA. And now we're out here doing this with people on the internet. You know,
like making like an AY song using a MIDI piano.
But that being said, like, so, but he was like, you know, in a way, that's almost even cooler. The fact that it just sort of like, you know, permeated the culture, and it's now just like here, and it just kind of bubbles up in random places. But the other thing that's happening now is like, you've got things like the Dirty Wave M8 or like the Polyam tracker type things where it's like these tracker interfaces that are now like, it's like post chiptune, it's modern hardware, it's a self-contained box. Like M8 is literally inspired by, you know, LSDJ on a Game Boy. And but you can do chiptune things with it, but you can also do anything you want with it. And so I think it's gonna just continue to be like kind of a mixed media type of thing. But that being said, I also see things like Battle of the Bits being like this bulwark of like preservationism, where it's like these formats are in a particular, you know, place, they have particular tools, they have particular limitations. This is what really plays on hardware, like on the old hardware, because even stuff like that plays in Sameboy in CGB mode, like I had to change a couple of things to get it to run on DMG. So it's like, I think it's important to keep in mind like where it came from, but also I think the limitations are kind of continuing to become a thing of the past, especially when you see something like Furnace, where you can like arbitrarily combine like 40 different sound chips together to make something that would never be playable on any hardware thing, but like that's kind of the beauty of it also.
Furnace is truly a program. I can't think of anything.
I noticed instead of it becoming a scene/genre, it just got peppered into everything else. Yeah, exactly. They weren't old at the time they were cutting edge. Yeah, I know. And that's true. And it's like, but then, you know, at some point, if I start saying that, it sounds like, back in my day, we had to load everything up on floppy disks. And if you stepped on a floppy disk, then you lost your entire life's work, you know. Kids these days have it way too easy with their telemelts and their same boys.
SD cards.
Yeah, their ever drives.
Oh man. Yeah, so I was listening to a podcast about the Amiga the other day, and they were talking about how like 800 megabytes of, or like someone had like got this like flash drive or not flash drive, like a hard drive that had like 100 megabytes of RAM, and he thought that was, or like not RAM but like storage, and he thought it was like the craziest thing ever. He's like, that was so much storage, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like nowadays, that's what, like a normal image file. Yeah,
that's true. Actually, like no, it's not true. Genesis maybe, but Nintendo had purposely outdated hardware to keep it cheap. Yeah, I think they cared some about accessibility, right? Like that they could actually sell a product that people would be able to buy and use.
I think the other thing with the chiptune thing is, so coming from my side, is I always listened to game music and grew up with all the Nintendo consoles, but I never knew about chiptune and original music used there until about 4 years ago. And I found people like DJ Cutman doing like this week in chiptune and stuff like that on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I listened to that.
Classic.
Yeah, but the cool thing is how closely knit that the retro sounds are still with like the indie game scene.
Oh yeah.
That's still like the main any sort of new indie developer wants that retro sound because it works with the simpler graphics they're using whilst they're learning to build games and stuff.
Right.
Game jams and stuff like that. It would be awesome to see how closely knit that is. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that's so interesting because I do see that there's like, this kind of, I don't know if I would even call it a resurgence, but like a continuation of retro style games and like homebrew, games for old consoles, for retro consoles. But like when I think of video game music now, it's like it might as well be film music. You can have anything in a video game, and I think that the main differentiating factor between video game music and something like film music is that it's interactive. Like it changes depending on what the player does, but that's really the only defining characteristic, I think, because you could just be playing. It's like at the M8 or whatever. You can do anything in a game.
This is a weird thing, like, so with a lot of AAA games, like you say, it's very orchestral. It's almost as if someone like Hans Zimmer's done it. You know? Whereas like the whole indie scene is the opposite. Think of like some of the biggest, like obviously Undertale was massive. Complete chip sounds. Stardew Valley as well. Very, very like 8-bit aesthetic. Like, it's really cool how Minecraft, although that has more modern music, visually it's like completely, like 16-bit sort of era. It's,
At the moment, retro is a style. People who are into that style never grew up with those games. They don't have the nostalgia. They just want it. Yeah, I always find it funny when it's like somebody who is way younger than who was born in the 2000s. I'm like, but you don't even know what a Game Boy is. No offense.
I think the other thing outside of
someone who was born in the late 2000s.
Time.
Already?
Yeah.
Damn.
Who's next? Was it Connor or?
I think it was. I think it was me.
Yep, I think so too.
Bro, I was cooking now. Let's have a little listen.
Fun section.
I'm trying to cook. I changed the chords because I didn't really like the 2 or 3 last one.
PlayStation 1 style graphics came back and it blows my mind. It's pretty cool.
I think that 4 to 5 is like the best change in the whole song.
I think it's good, but maybe it's not very. There are some issues, but I think it's actually. I think it's genius, but that's just my opinion.
I think these two are great, but then it loses it on these two, and you could probably wrap it up on the 7th.
Yeah.
Just like an 8 bar. Because at first it felt like a big sort of circle thing where it could keep going, but I think.
Well, I tried to do like D. D major 7 into like E flat diminished.
Yeah, okay.
And then maybe like something like E sus4 to E or something like that. I don't know. But I think maybe like it's actually the something that should happen like the second way around because it's too unexpected.
I love this stuff. This is actually making me want to engage more. I'm like, let me take over. I will figure it out. But no. I trust you. That's the nice thing about having trusted folks who are like, but you also understand music.
I mean, it could be interesting to like steal the controller more.
Also, I just don't want to do any work. If it's still in what I feel like is not the place I want it to be when it's my turn, get ready. It's going down. Mouthwashing? Ultra kill mouthwashing. I lost the plot. Not gonna lie, I forgot I launched a fighting game at the start of the stream to practice combo trials as I went to listen to y'all talk. Combo breaker. Yeah, very active chat today.
Yeah.
It's nice. It gives me something to do besides just, I don't know, ramble? No, I am rambling anyway. No, that's what I like about that's what I like about this stream, is that the content is also the conversation. Even if we made no music. Or if it veers off into LSDJ lesson territory.
We do make some music most of the time, to be fair.
I mean, you do. I think I'd make less of it, probably.
Nah.
Oh, LSDJ turned up and it's drowning. Yeah, I mean, okay. We can adjust the levels. It's hard to know. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Llama. Hope to have you on soon. Have a good night.
Good night.
Remember that it's chiptune. Please make it worse. Amen.
Will do.
Can we just pin this chat message to the top of the screen?
I feel like we should listen to what he said and make it worse on purpose.
DefMech, I just wanted to say all these projects have your name on it. Well, they don't have to.
You should use a pen name for this.
Yeah.
Protection, contraption.
So clearly you're doing a ton of songs. Well, yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm not working on music really outside of the Telemelt stream, as if it's the one place where I'm actually making progress.
Got 6 days to do a winter chip track, everybody.
I'm still waiting for the wild chip drop, and I don't think it's gonna happen, and that makes me kind of upset.
Oh, just make it, and someone who hasn't submitted yet can just submit to Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever made anything that's 4x LSDJ? I haven't even made anything that's 2x LSDJ.
I haven't either.
Like 4x in the sense like 4 times speed, or 4 times like 4.
No, 4 Game Boys. Yeah.
That's funny because like actually I used to do a lot of 2 times LSDJ, but I don't really do it anymore. But maybe actually it's actually a sign that I'm getting better with LSDJ, and I'm managing to do stuff that sounds full with
for sure.
4 channels, and I don't need 8 channels to do something that sounds good.
Yeah, you know, at the Chip Rave, I was fortunate enough to see Trey Frey, who was the, you know, he used to do sets with 4 Game Boys, but I think what it mostly is like 2x LSDJ at a time, so he can swap between the two, you know, the 2 instances of 2 Game Boys.
Helsink has a similar setup, like he has 2 times 2 because he has a lot of stuff that is arranged on the 2 Game Boys as well, and to crossfade between the 2 arrangements, he needs like 2 extra Game Boys.
So I don't know that I would call that 4x, you know, but Miles says, I've got one of those 4-way adapters. I've seen those things, which is pretty wild. I don't know how anyone would manage, although, I mean, there's also Retro Plug, which can hold up to 4 instances. So I have used that, but only to render 1 channel from each instance at the same time.
3 wave channels and 1 noise channel would be a fun track to hear.
Yeah, you know, I want to say like Virtual Boy isn't something like it has wavetable or
Virtual Boy. What about it?
Doesn't it have like it's sort of similar to the Game Boy sound chip, but I think it has like 3 wavetables instead of 2 pulses and a wave.
5 waves and a noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's supported by VGM format though, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so that's similar though, right? Because that's wavetable.
I think so.
Yeah, so you would get 5 wave channels plus noise. I mean, I'm sure it's in Furnace. I've never used
You know
Furnace.
what's crazy? I bet people will figure out a way to port like 4-channel mods to the Game Boy, or not Game Boy, the
Virtual Boy. Yeah.
Because that I would like to see.
I wonder if its wave channel is similar to the Game Boys in that, like, in order to get even reasonably smooth sample playback, you have to do a bunch of funny stuff in the software and like.
Okay, so the waves are 32 by 64.
Oh wow! So you could get pretty clear.
Yeah, like I'm saying, 4-channel mods are a possibility. Maybe even a 6-channel S3M or something.
Oh, Elsync says it's a pain to mix 2 by 2, depending on your mixer config. You know, I know. Oh gosh, I was gonna say I don't think he did, but Llama was messing. He had 2 Game Boys and 2 M8s at the chip rave, so I know he was doing some live like DJing, like queuing stuff. I never do that, and in fact, like I used to do like DJ sets where I would like pick an order for the set list, and then I would modify each song to have a transition to go into the next song, and then sync them, and then have it be like a continuous set with no breaks in it. And now I do like the exact opposite. Like I write songs that have a beginning and an ending, and when they end, they stop, and then I start the next one. So I don't ever have to deal with syncing anymore. And like increasingly, hardware options that are like emulator based don't have link cable ports on them anyway, so it's like, why am I trying to worry about trying to sync this thing? But yeah, so you wouldn't be able to do like the 2x or more.
Well, like I used to do a lot of transitions. When I was doing my first lives, I tried to like transitions with sync with link cable.
Yeah.
But then I realized, you can just press start on the second Game Boy and it will work.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm doing now.
Hard-coded transition, same here on single DMG sets. Oh wow, I would. Oh, time's up.
No.
Or do you want more time?
30 seconds, maybe.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Who are you? Oh, you're passing it to .exe next.
Cool.
Yeah. So like, yeah. I had 2 DMGs, and every song ends with a transition section, so I can awkwardly load up next files on the other DMG. Yeah, there was that other, like, now, since version 7 point whatever, the loading and saving is so much faster, but you still need time. Like, with M8, you can load the next one instantaneously, which is really great, so you don't need 2 of them to do the transitions.
When you load the new song, the old one is still playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, it would be kind of cool to have the transition manually switch to the other DMG, but have an awkward break in it, like some CD players do. Like they're supposed to fade, but there's just a break, and then it continues. That would be retro. Or like how like. On vinyl records, like you have to physically go and flip over the record. They're just designed to like end at side A and have a side B.
I would love to have this song keep playing like on LSDJ after you load a song, but also I know how the memory is laid out, and that would be so annoying.
Yeah.
I don't want to like ask for it because I know exactly how bad it would be.
Just hard stop and argue with the crowd until the next song loads. Yeah, somebody. Oh, well, what's the guy's name? Starving Go-Go. Well, he played in Tokyo, and I think he only had 1 Game Boy because the song ended, and then he just looked up at the crowd and said, "Loading." Everybody started clapping.
Yeah, you're giving yourself, guys.
Yeah. But I think actually that's kind of a good time to have some banter and stuff. Like, I didn't really used to do that when I performed. Like, I would say a few things or whatever, but like, or maybe say a couple of things before like the very last song. But now I kind of enjoy talking a little between the songs. And I find that especially because this is such a niche thing that like people don't maybe understand what's going on, that it can make it a lot more accessible to people, and it can make them really interested in what you're doing. If you're like, this is a Game Boy, I'm writing a music on it, I have a cartridge that makes it a synthesizer, and I can sequence music on it, and I hope you like it or don't. I hope you have strong opinions about my music. One way or the other. Imagine people who were mixing with K7.
I guess it. Yeah.
Tape.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's a French.
Yeah, mixing with cassette tape. Well, you know, that's like, yeah, people used to have 4 tracks, right? And then you would bounce down like 4 tracks onto 1 track so you could have more tracks. You can do that on M8. I wish I could stop talking. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because Trash ID just released a new beta firmware, and it's got, you can use wavetables in the FM synth now. And my dog needs help. Oh, somebody must be here, or maybe there's a cat. And so like, yeah, I'm so hype, and he tweaked the limiter a little bit to make it sound a little better. I mean, the wavetables thing is really like the highlight on that. So like, I mean, it's insane. It's hard to like request even more features. Oh, there's like a live rendering mode now where you can render out external instruments.
I saw that. That sounds amazing. Someone in the group was talking about how they would press play and then like, play guitar or whatever. They record a render. That's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, you can sample with it too. So like you can record just, you know, into a sample, but then like you don't get to hear the rest of the tracks. I'm not sure if it plays it while it's rendering. Maybe, I think so. I haven't actually like tested it.
But yeah, being able to record audio tracks into it in real time would be incredible for how portable that machine is.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, you can do anything on it. I forget if there were other improvements on this one, but those were like the big highlights. Oh, he expanded the EQs. So there were 32 EQs, but you know, for you can have up to 128 instruments. So if you had that many, then you had to be selective, but he upped the EQ limit to 128, so you can have 1 EQ per instrument. And I'm like, I rarely use like 10 instruments per song. I mean, I guess if you use a lot of samples, that could be really helpful, but it's just like, how could he keep squeezing stuff into this tiny device?
Now the first 2 models won't be phased out by the new one, right? They'll get the same power under the hood and everything.
Yeah, it's the same. The only difference is that the Model 2 has a microphone built into it, and the Model 1, you have to like plug in an external microphone.
Oh, it does.
I was thinking of recording my DMG through my guitar amp to add some saturation to the sound.
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah. I've got a song called "Significant Anything," and I was trying to be subtle about it, but I used like amp modeling just on the wave channel to get like that extra oomph in the bass, because I wanted that bass to like really come through. And like you sounds like you've played live, so you probably know, but like that was one thing when I played again at the Chip Space, it's like, man, I forget what it's like to hear this stuff through a real sound system. It just like, it's so, I don't know, like it feels so good.
Especially the bass.
Yes,
especially the bass.
It's so like, I don't know. It just like, it's so refreshing. Like it's invigorating. It brings life to the whole thing again, and it makes me like, oh yeah, this stuff does sound good, and that's why I started doing this. You know. I think people don't like chiptune because they can't handle harsh 8-bit waves. Yeah, I think there's definitely like the highs can be like really like they can be harsh.
It's not for everybody. I think that makes sense, and I think that's cool. Like
there's also like that's something I try to do sometimes is like tame the highs a bit live because it can be a little aggressive. And you don't want people to get like ear fatigue from these like sharp waveforms. I think to a degree it's tolerable, but then after about 2 hours and you're like, I'm ready for the stream to be done.
That's really cool about the bass and the guitar info. I did wonder about that song because it's such a nice, smooth sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had somebody ask me that once. They were like, "How do you avoid getting ear fatigue?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't. I'll just put the headphones on for a while."
I'm thinking about the systems.
I didn't even set the timer, but it looks like you got about 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
Set the timer for 4.
I don't need any of it. You can set it for 3 seconds.
I gotta say, like, people. I don't know why people like the TIA so much, but the Atari 2600 sound chip is not that great. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's cool if you have a good driver for it. And I think that there's like, have you ever seen Citrix's Guitari? Guitari. He made a guitar using the Atari 2600 and a bunch of guitar pedals. And
Yeah.
it's so sick. And like he can make any system sound good. So like, it's all about working with the limitations of that thing. And like, there's some stuff that I love, like the 1-bit sounds of like Houston Tracker. Man, like I love some of that 1-bit stuff, or like whatever CJF uses. I can never remember what is it AYM or is it ZX Spectrum? I can never.
Spectrum's another one. Yeah, that sounds quite cool.
Kind of. Well, no, because you're using like the beeper and stuff, but AYM is like.
On a true sound system and dash of EQ, it's competing with quote-unquote regular music or regular EDM at least. Now, this is like crazy to me to think that, because I think if you're right about the EQ and on a good sound system, but man, like I've played like little like barcades, and it'll be like me and then like some video game DJ, and like their system just blows the Game Boy out of the water, and I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for trying to be cool here because this sounds like so bad compared to when you do not want to follow somebody when it's like not a good sound system. And I've tried a bunch of different stuff. That's why I'm like just like, well, I'll figure out how to make stuff sound good on M8, where it's like I have real EQ and like a limiter and like any sound I want. But then I have to learn how to write good music, and that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's the worst bet.
Hey, do we have any thoughts or ideas about if Je M'appelle is going to take any more dibs on this? I assume he's not going to join us on stream, which is okay.
Maybe just let him know that he can take dibs. Maybe he doesn't know he can do that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. We don't really talk about it. So yeah, I think that was one of the things that made the Yogurt song so different from some of the other ones like Machete or Semi-Automatic Yo-Yo. I mean, we haven't done it. You did it some with this one, but like we haven't really been working on them on stream. Kind of just depends on whether I have time or other obligations, which I have a lot of right now.
Yogurt song was a fun week because I remember like every single day it was like a little like treasure to look forward to. Like a minute what?
It was amazing, yeah. I've been hearing everyone's renders. It was so cool.
And everyone was very consistent with timing. Like everyone had like because like I guess because like we have different schedules because you guys are over there, so like you guys are 6-7 hours ahead of me. So it was just kind of complimentary that seemed like we weren't stepping on anyone's toes time-wise.
I didn't mean to try and work on this last week. I put it on the Amber Neck, but I forgot you only have to change it to SRM instead of SAV files.
Yeah, I discovered you don't actually have to use
Is the latest ROM with all the samples like available? Like when I worked on it,
I usually have it in the pinned post. Check the pinned post. Did you guys make? Oh, okay. I have your. Oh, you saving it? Wow, good timing. Okay, so I think it goes.
Yeah, I finally had an idea for like a melody at the last like 2 seconds. I like heard something. I'm like, oh, my turn's over now.
Oh, well, you can take it if you want. I don't think anybody's. I think we have time for one more turn. Do you want to go again, Retro Kid? So like, if you want to finish your melody and then pass it to retrokid.
I definitely won't be able to finish my melody expediently. You know what? I'll do it off stream.
Okay.
Yay!
Off camera mining.
What was I? Was I trying to say something? I don't know. Oh yeah, did you guys make a cassette tape winding sound effects in the song? Yeah, that was my thought. I'm glad you interpreted it that way because that's how I heard it also.
This is what retrokid did. Or this right here.
Okay, how am I gonna?
This is what you call the tape wading sound.
Oh wait, in this song? Oh no, I thought they were talking about Yogurt Song. In this song, I have no idea. I don't know what you mean, Lexi. Oh, you've been reading chat and talking too much to pay attention to the song anyways. That's right.
I'm so sad that like the cool part that Pouale wrote only goes for one chain.
Well, I think we'll make it longer.
I hope so.
Definitely.
Just make sure you make it worse.
Yeah.
No, that is alright. There we go. This is kind of random sounding, though.
Laser beams.
Actually, that ARP is weird.
Connor Baxter, are you working on any winter chip?
I would love to. I think I've just sort of run out of time. I did my Folktronica one.
Oh, cool.
Which is alright. It was fun to do. It ended up being just really acousticy and not very chippy at all. But yeah, we went. I think I've got one LSDJ tune that's halfway through. I might actually ask you guys and see if anyone wants to collab on it. 'Cause I'm not sure what to do next.
Oh, cool.
For winter chip or just in general?
Just in general, like basically, I've got like an EP's worth now, but I need to finish one more track and then I can put it all together, which will be amazing. But yeah, maybe I'll shoot it to you guys to see if you guys can get some ears on it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then now, yeah, go on.
I feel like your new solo LSDJ stuff would be really cool from you, considering you've been practicing a lot since you joined the stream.
Mm. It's been nice trying to pick everyone's ideas. There's so much, like if I was to, for anyone to go back and watch the streams, there's so much cool stuff to grab.
I bought a calculator a couple of days ago to do 1-bit music, but it was the wrong kind of calculator. Devastating. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it's cool to check out. Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say, like, gross. You have to use it for calculation.
What am I supposed to do with this? Maths?
Yeah, wait, this calculator isn't hexadecimal? What?
Yeah, I agree that the streams, I don't know. I've watched them and I think they're fun. So I think other
That's
people.
the slogan. You need to put that in every video now.
Streams. I've watched them and I think they're fun. Like, I am having fun, but I'm also the one running this, so I feel like I have a bias towards enjoyment, whereas other people might
I like to listen
not.
to them, but I can't hear my voice. It's awful.
Yeah, like I've talked so much on these streams that like to hear myself talk again, it's like I don't really need that, you know, like talking for 2 hours once every 2 weeks is way more than enough.
This is the only time you ever talk. You just save it all up. You're mute until.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That is pretty much how it goes.
You get it all out.
Aside from Magfest, but Magfest is the same thing. It's like I'm really introverted unless I'm in the niche of like this narrow, you know, bandwidth, and then it's like, you know, it's just like relentless not word salad, but like Relentless assault of language.
Just let the bleepler do all your talking for you.
Bleep bloop.
No, the low blast theremin bleeperler thing.
Yeah, the chiptune kazoo.
Yeah.
That is totally what it is. That's great. That's amazing.
Oh, hey, it's Batsley, the creator of Telemelt. I love the streams.
Yo.
I've pretty much learned everything I know about LSDJ in here. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
we do talk a lot of LSDJ Tech Talk here. And thank you for dropping by and for watching and for tuning in and for creating Telemelt and for allowing us to do this stuff. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, if we never found out it wasn't running, we'd be like, well, crap. What do we do with it Sundays now?
Help! I don't want to set up Parsec.
And that needs a little work. I don't know.
What's in Pulse Wave 1 on that row of 10?
What?
What's playing here? On that channel, OD.
It's a melody, I think.
It's a melody, yeah.
Ah, okay. I was wondering if there was one spare, you could continue that ding 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 like that ostinato of high pitch note. But if they're all full, don't worry.
Well, I mean, we could do that in the Pulse 2, in between the chords.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It's not bad.
I don't know. It kind of sounds weird.
I told you to make it worse.
That is great.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that really boosted my confidence. Thank you.
Llama did lay down the directives before he left.
More diminished chords.
Sure.
Yeah, more stacks and fourths.
Before the
someone
stream
else
ends,
wants to try
just
and
connect
pitch it.
everything. Connect the intro. Connect everything, please. We got 3 minutes.
And then take out all of the ARPs.
Yeah, I'll just remove all the ARPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Delete the whole song.
But delete the noise channel entirely. It's just no noise. Whole song.
No noise for anyone ever again.
Has
We have,
anyone?
we have to use the wave channel. Yeah, you take over. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just gonna save here because now
Oh,
we're
go
talking
for it.
about deleting the whole song. That reminded me. Oh, we should save.
Has anyone ever resampled a wave instrument just to use it with a kit and a kit and wave channel
I
simultaneously?
thought about it after hearing about Llama's the bass and Game Boy song.
God, that one. I know.
It'd
It's
just be
so
fun.
cool. Yeah.
It'd be fun to just have a couple whether it's a kick or a simple bass sound. I want to hear what it sounds like resampled.
Yeah, maybe just get the sine wave sound and just do all 12 notes with a kick or something. And just
How much
see.
degradation is there? Is it still come in clear? I'm curious. I'm too lazy to do it though.
Yeah.
Someone do it.
I wish the. Okay. Maybe we do a table.
Whoa, that's a...
So, oops. Oh, shoot. I'm using the M8 and I'm using the M8 key combos. That's where my brain is right now. Not this key combo, but just the cut and paste thing. Where are we on tables? E? Not bad. Still have too many tables left.
For Winter Chip, Skip. Have you put anything on there?
It'd be time to do the
What's
good
that?
old-fashioned...
Have you put anything for Winter Chip?
Last week I uploaded a track called Imprint.
Cool.
Yeah, oh, by the way, I wanted to talk to you, actually. Your audio file is kind of borked.
Why?
I don't know, it sounded really weird when I listened to it.
Oh,
Or was that intentional?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Let me see if it still does that, but it was having an issue
It just
earlier.
sounds so bad. Do you mean to make it
No, I like
bad?
I extracted it and listened to the source file on LSDJ, and it was really good. It's just the audio render sounds kind of weird. Or it did. It might have just been my computer. Let me see if it still does that. But
I should have. This
It was
reminds me of
like-
it. Maybe I should
it
listen.
sounded
to
like it was
things once
bass
it opens up.
boosted, basically.
I did not do anything to. I did
Let
not
me see
do
if it
any.
still does
Yeah,
it.
you know it's cheating to bass boost your song.
Yeah, it still does.
I will
it.
share the Reaper file right now, Paul.
Here, let me send the MP3 I'm hearing real fast. This is something.
Sounds fine to me, but when I'm listening to it.
Oh, well, this is what I'm hearing. Oh, it exceeds the file limit. Let me convert it to OGG real fast.
Yeah, I'll check that out later. That's cool.
Thanks, Discord.
This is so weird. What the heck? I guess we can just... What am I...
Yeah, it sounds like it's really bass boosted sounding. Was that intentional or?
I don't know. I thought the mixing sounded good when I...
Wait. If you're submitting to Game Boy on Battle of the Bits, you're not allowed to do any mixing. You have to submit a raw file.
I didn't mix it.
Oh, okay.
Just
You mean the Game Boy mixing?
The instructions, I believe.
Here, no, listen to this. I think this is what I'm talking about.
Whoa, what the heck? Did I find a bug?
Oh, it's normal.
What did you do? What are you doing?
Weird. Oh no, okay. I'll share my screen later and show you guys what I'm talking about. But like, it sounds normal whenever I convert the file. But like, whenever I play it using the Battle of the Bits player, it sounds bass boosted, like really bad.
That's weird.
Yeah, go on the Battle of the Bits thing. I'll link it real quick. But yeah, just go there and listen. It sounds really weird.
I just did it. It sounds fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you listening to it on Battle of the Bits though?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't do any.
I'm telling you, I am not making this up.
I think the only thing that was done was just I think like a limiter on just for to hit like 12 lufts or something like that, and that was it.
Oh,
and I think
I'll show you later.
Okay, this is what I was intending to do.
Yeah. Here, I'll stream it later once I guess this is over. But it sounds really wrong. Like on my end.
What is
it's
going
like really weird sounding.
I can't wait for this to end that it sounds normal. And you just hate it.
No, it's not.
It sounds pretty wrong.
It's just really bass boosted. It sounds like you put it in one
this
of
whole
those,
thing
like,
is just set up
like,
for
you know
a
those
meme
image
joke.
deep fryers? You know those like image deep fryers? It sounds like that if it was a song.
Oh, and
Is what I was getting from the render. That might just be Battle of the Bits' really bad player. I hope that's what it is. Because I listened to it in LSDJ and it sounded it sounds kind of weird in the render.
What is this groove?
That was the groove that was there before. I just
what is that?
I tried not.
Maybe this
not to
is
touch
what
it.
needs to be here.
You
And
can probably
then
set it all to G0. No, it doesn't need to be that. But it should change back to that in the next, in like the chain after that, because that's what it is for like the entire rest of the song. Because I just worked around it for this chain.
yeah, because it's like a triplet type thing. That must be a skip sandwich thing.
What's happening?
Did you do this groove?
I think I did that groove when the song was a lot weirder.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense.
So I don't, but the entire thing's gonna sound different if you don't do it in the next chain. But I mean, we can figure it out next stream.
I actually liked it better with the other one. I'm just trying to whatever. Let's just make a. I just want a crash. Like I don't know what. You know, whatever. I know I'm using up the last time. I'm going over time a little bit, but that's okay. Yes.
Sorry, I was too busy making this meme.
There we go. What browser are you using? The player.
So good.
We can't see it.
Good.
I didn't.
Put it on the stream.
Oh my god. Where's
It's amazing.
I can't how do I pull this up? Wait. Open in browser. No, wait. I want copy link. I have to open it in this.
I love it.
Copy link.
Yeah, I love the little Photoshop selection still.
When we make the album, can we make some album artwork?
Can we see this on? Yes. it's
We'll put
hue
the dummies
shifted,
on that.
but you get the idea.
That's incredible.
Oh, the colors are changing on your
Yes,
screen.
that's what I said. It's hue shifted.
Can that be
Okay.
our new background?
Have you guys ever made anything that's LSDJ plus a real instrument like guitar? Yes, Connor Baxter has done that.
Well,
Oh yes,
Game Boy is a real instrument, mind you.
that is true. You can blow into it and
I
it
mean,
makes
if
all
you count my
noises.
Yamaha DX as a real instrument, I haven't finished that song.
Okay, so wait, let's just hear what I did here.
But yeah, I've been trying to put some guitar
Maybe
with
what
Game Boy
needs
for
to
a
happen
while. It's
here
great.
is instead of this guy going up, it goes back down. Like,
LSDJ plus 64.
that would be cool. Actually, Mr. Spastic used to do that kind of stuff. Okay, that's probably better. Now I can save. Yeah. Yeah.
That's way better. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you all again for joining. This was a blast as always. And I guess we'll schedule the next one for 2 weeks out. And if you're able to make it, we'd love to have you back. Thanks everybody for joining. Same in chat. Thanks for joining us in chat. Hope you had a fun time, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys. That was good fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.